Hey guys, hope you're well. Welcome to another video. Now, it's been a while since I've done one of these. I've been away, busy doing other shit. And I want to jump into the deep end and go on about Vechain. It's been asked in my community a few times to do Vechain. So I am. And I'll be honest with you, I don't like talking about technical jargon too much, so this could be fun. I am aware that I will not get everything in this video. Now, I like to look at things in a nutshell to kind of state what it is. And essentially, Vechain is quite a complex one in terms of how much it's going to do, where it's going to go, and ultimately how it's going to work. Now, Vechain is currently about $2.30-ish. It's been a lot higher than that. It's got real backing in China, and it's going to do, I believe, very, very well. You can probably see on the back of the screen a lot of things happening, a lot of cool imagery. But to be honest with you, the website, I'm not a fan of it. It's a bit, clunky, but I'll try and get through it, muddle through it, and go through it in a way. So essentially what Vechain is it's a fork of Ethereum, taking Ethereum's network and mixing it with their own to make it better. Essentially what it's going to start to do is obviously an ecosystem to manage luxury goods, wines, automobiles sort of shit, and kind of cool stuff like that. So unique data sort of tracking essentially, so things. We've got problems within society of clones and forgery and all those kind of like duplication of products that are not real. Now, this is going to be one of the ways to stop it. Vechain's been around since 2015, and they identified that very early of counterfeit products and also food regulation. So what it's aiming to do is to have a thing called, radio frequency ID. I've got a list right here just to try and prompt me because there's a lot to remember. So essentially these tags are going to go into products, and essentially it's going to go on the blockchain, and with the blockchain being trustless and it can't be manipulated in any way, edited, deleted, whatever, it's stored there for a reason. It's going to be kept there, and it will have an ID tag, which will be that radio frequency ID, which will link to that product to state that it is real. That is essentially Vechain. That is what they are planning on doing. Now, that is obviously very, very basic in terms of what it's going to do, but let's have a look at it this way. You've got luxury goods, so you've got the likes of jewellery, handbags, designer shoes, designer dresses, you've got everything. Really expensive watches, anything you can think of that is quite a high value price, which is like a good item to keep hold of and to have that brand authentication label within it, which at the moment, if you buy any product, it's literally just like a tag on your shirt. It's like a little metal disc to say, oh, it came from here, but it's not always, it's very, very easy to duplicate it. This will stop that altogether, and it will, make things better. Another thing that it's going to do is cold chain logistics, so the recording of temperatures of food transportation. So we all know that certain foods need to go at certain temperatures. So for instance, chicken. If you're transporting a load of chicken, it, however, some way along the line, defrosts during transit, and then it goes into another firm. It gets frozen again. We all know that you can't defrost and refreeze chicken a number of times. If they're dishonest and it goes onto restaurant tables and is cooked again, it causes food poisoning, causes an issue. Same with the likes of sushi. It has to be transported at certain temperatures. This is a sort of temperature tag system where essentially it's going to monitor food. So you're recording the temperature at a set point, goes on the blockchain, it exits at a set point, stays on the same temperature. It is all there for trust. Causes a big issue in the likes of Asia, such as the likes of sushi, and if technology does break and it does get transported at a certain temperature, it is then spoiled. You can't use it, can't eat it, and if they are, tell them porky pies. It is served and people are ill, then no one's got any answers to it, but the blockchain will obviously record that. Other things to mention. Now, it is kind of an Internet of Things. It is obviously a bit like Wabi, where it'll monitor certain things and it'll keep a record of certain things on the blockchain, which is good. But the thing that Vechain excites most people is it has some very big partnerships already. So it's already got a partnership with the startups of BMW. So that automobile startup within BMW is a good bloody start. They've got PricewaterhouseCoopers, which is a counterfeit insurance group, which will obviously link them to all kinds of different companies, which is a good start. DNV, which is essentially about food transportation. And then you've got a national level partnership with China. So that's fucking huge, guys. China are interested and are using the likes of Vechain for their cities, which is their plan for the future. We all know in September that China were like, don't like cryptocurrencies, but they love the blockchain. They are so blockchain pro, it's ridiculous. They are really pushing it. They've got some very good developers within there, and they are doing incredibly well at trying to develop them, such as Neo. Look at Neo, for instance, looking very, very good, and Vechain another. So it's going to do very well, I believe, if it has that relationship with China ongoing, and it is becoming more and more established, Vechain. The price doesn't reflect how good it is, in my opinion, with the market, and it's been at a lot higher highs, but the market is bearish. Good time to buy. It is essentially on the mainnet in Q2 of 2018, so around the next 3 months it'll be on mainnet. Not sure when, but that is a big thing as well. It's got 48 active developers right now, which is a lot. 48 developers is huge for a cryptocurrency at the moment. It's going to have 10,000 transactions per second. At launch it was 50, so it's developing, and 10,000 is a pretty good number considering Ethereum's only 25, Bitcoin 3 to 5 roughly, give or take whatever network it's on, and like Ripple 1,000, whatever. Good stuff happening. You got masternodes coming as well, so 10,000 VEN for a masternode, and then you've got the two system ecosystem where it's going to be VET and VEN. So one's obviously the ecosystem, and one is the 4 protocol, which is one of those things. So VeChain 4 here, that is VET, which will be the the blockchain technology. So I hope that has explained it a little bit. Now I'll look through the website briefly with you. It gives you an idea of what it is. Now, I personally prefer the older website. I think it was a bit better and easier to use, but it does give it in a bit of an interesting kind of manner. It's mentioned a few of the partnerships here. Draper Dragon's another one, Fibushi, DMV I mentioned before. There's loads of them out there, and they're not all mentioned on the website, but if you look around on the social media, you'll see it. So this is a cold chain logistics, stating a tracking of journeys. Anything regulated really. Keeps it nice and secure and reliable. You got automobiles, you got medicine and healthcare, which is obviously a big thing as well, it's transportation of medicine, and you got fashion and luxury, and you've probably got a few more in here as well. Liquor, agriculture and logistics. So it's going to be an absolute, one of those things where it's pretty huge, and there are more of the partnerships there. So you got Renault, you got BMW as I mentioned, and Michigan State University. These are the ones that I know of, but obviously if you're in Asia you'll probably understand what these are. Obviously I'm from the UK, not everything goes over to the UK, that one does so. But yeah, a lot of things happening, and it is essentially a massive ecosystem to keep a record of everything that is happening, any sort of movement, any sort of like stuff that needs to be recorded, which should be recorded essentially, but having that trust system in place in the blockchain. These are some of the developers, their core team, and you've got the roadmap there, and the roadmap is pretty long, detailed, and it is essentially still a long way off. Now this is what the next hits are going to be: the blockchain launch, the VeChain wallet, and then you've got the cross-chain, which is massive. So investability, I would invest if you're interested in like blockchain technology and ecosystems. I think at the price it is now is a very good buy. I think it will do very, very well. I think it is going to be a top 10 coin, personal opinion, not financial advice. But I think if it stays on course with its China level kind of government partnership, that is huge. And I think it will spread around that world essentially pretty well, and hopefully be used all around the world and worldwide, and that'd be huge. So hit the like button if you like this video. I know I don't go into too much technical jargon. I know my videos are pretty boring, but I don't give a shit. I want to kind of educate people to say what coins are what. Don't just buy on a whim. Just look at other YouTubers, see what they're saying, and go and make your own judgment. So thank you. Please subscribe if you like these sort of shitty videos. So let me know if you do.